Hey everyone, welcome to this thrilling roller coaster ride through the US political system. Just kidding, it's more like a frustrating game of bureaucratic bingo. But before we dive into the chaos, let's start with the basics. The United States, a nation built on ideals of freedom, justice, and a government so intricate it could make your head spin faster than a politician dodging a tough question. We're talking about a constitutional federal republic, which basically means power is split between the federal government and individual states. Think of it like a messy divorce where both sides still have to share custody of the country. Now you might be thinking shared power sounds reasonable, and you'd be right, in theory. But like a double-stuffed Oreo, there's a whole lot of messy filling between those two cookie layers of government. That's where things get interesting, folks. So buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to navigate the labyrinthine world of American politics. From the hallowed halls of Congress to the local school board elections, we'll uncover the good, the bad, and the downright baffling. The U.S. Constitution, the supreme law of the land, lays the foundation for this complex system. It's a living document, meaning it can be amended, and it has been, 27 times to be exact. Each amendment reflects the evolving values and struggles of the nation. The first 10 amendments, known as the Bill of Rights, guarantee fundamental freedoms like speech, assembly, and religion. But beyond these rights, the Constitution also outlines the structure of the government, dividing it into three branches: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. This separation of powers is designed to ensure no single entity has too much control. The legislative branch, composed of the House of Representatives and the Senate, is responsible for making laws. The executive branch, headed by the President, enforces these laws. And the judicial branch, led by the Supreme Court, interprets the laws. This system of checks and balances is meant to prevent any one branch from becoming too powerful. But wait, there's more. Each state has its own government, with its own constitution, mirroring the federal structure, but with variations that reflect the unique needs and values of its residents. This dual system of governance can lead to conflicts and complexities, especially when state laws clash with federal laws. For instance, issues like marijuana legalization, gun control, and healthcare often see states taking different approaches, leading to a patchwork of laws across the country. This can be both a strength and a weakness, allowing for regional diversity but also creating confusion and inconsistency. And let's not forget the role of local governments, which handle community-specific matters like zoning, local law enforcement, and public schools. These local entities add another layer to the already intricate system, making governance a truly collaborative effort. So as we journey through this maze, remember that while the system may seem convoluted, it's designed to balance diverse interests and prevent tyranny. It's a testament to the complexity and resilience of democracy. That's where things get interesting, folks. So buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to navigate the labyrinthine world of American politics. From the hallowed halls of Congress to the local school board elections, we'll uncover the good, the bad, and the downright baffling. So buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to navigate the labyrinthine world of American politics. From the hallowed halls of Congress to the local school board elections, we'll uncover the good, the bad, and the downright baffling. Alright, let's talk about the stars of the show. The three branches of government. These branches are the pillars of the U.S. political system, each with its own unique role and responsibilities. They are designed to work together, but often, they seem to be at odds with one another, creating a dynamic and sometimes chaotic political landscape. The three branches of government are the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. Each branch has its own distinct powers and functions, ensuring a balance of power that prevents any one branch from becoming too powerful. We've got the executive, the legislative, and the judicial, or as I like to call them, the doers, the talkers, and the rule followers. This system of checks and balances is fundamental to the functioning of the U.S. government, ensuring that power is distributed and that each branch can hold the others accountable. First up, the executive branch, led by the big cheese himself, the president. The president is often seen as the face of the nation, representing the country both domestically and internationally. They are responsible for implementing and enforcing the laws written by Congress and, to some extent, setting the national agenda. Think of them as the CEO of America, responsible for everything from signing bills into law to commanding the military. The president also has the power to veto legislation, appoint federal officials, and negotiate treaties with other countries, subject to Senate approval. They've got a whole cabinet of advisors, but let's be real, their most important advisor is probably their Twitter feed. In today's digital age, social media has become a crucial tool for the president to communicate directly with the public, bypassing traditional media channels. Next, we have the legislative branch, aka Congress, a delightful group of folks split into two houses, the Senate and the House of Representatives. The primary function of Congress is to write, debate, and pass laws. This branch is the heartbeat of the legislative process, where ideas are transformed into the laws that govern the land. These are the folks who actually write and pass laws. The House of Representatives, with its 435 members, is designed to represent the population, with seats allocated based on the population of each state. The Senate, on the other hand, has 100 members, with each state having 2 senators, ensuring equal representation regardless of population size. It's a constant tug of war, with Democrats and Republicans vying for control like toddlers fighting over the last juice box. This partisan struggle often leads to gridlock, where little to no legislative progress is made, but it also ensures that multiple perspectives are considered in the lawmaking process. Last but not least, we have the judicial branch, presided over by the Supreme Court. The judicial branch interprets the laws and ensures they are applied fairly. It acts as the guardian of the Constitution, making sure that the other branches do not overstep their bounds. These 9 justices are like the referees of the government, interpreting laws and making sure everything's on the up and up. They have the power to strike down laws or executive actions that they find unconstitutional, serving as a critical check on the other branches. They're appointed for life, which is probably for the best, because honestly, who in their right mind would sign up for this gig, knowing it involves listening to politicians argue for a living? This lifetime appointment is intended to insulate them from political pressures, allowing them to make decisions based solely on their interpretation of the law. So there you have it, folks, a crash course on the U.S. government. It's a complex system with many moving parts, designed to ensure that power is balanced and that the rights of citizens are protected. While it may not always work perfectly, it has endured for over 2 centuries, adapting and evolving with the times. It's a system designed by geniuses and run by, well, let's just say it's a work in progress. Despite its flaws, the U.S. government remains a remarkable experiment in democracy, constantly striving to form a more perfect union. Hold on to your hats, folks, because it's time to talk elections. The cornerstone of our democracy. Elections are the grand stage where every citizen gets to play a part. From the smallest local offices to the highest seat in the land, the process is a testament to the power of the people. Every year, Americans get to exercise their right to vote for everything from dog catcher to President of the United States. This right, hard-won and fiercely protected, is the bedrock of our democratic system. It's a chance for every voice to be heard, every opinion to be counted, and every citizen to have a say in the direction of our country. It's a beautiful, chaotic mess that would make even the most seasoned political junkie break out in a cold sweat. Campaigns are bustling with energy, volunteers are tirelessly working, and rallies are filled with passionate supporters. The air is electric with anticipation, and the stakes are high. Let's start with the main event, the presidential election. This is the big one, the race that captures the nation's attention and often the world's. Candidates crisscross the country delivering speeches, shaking hands, and trying to win over every last voter. This 4-year circus kicks off with primaries and caucuses, where each party picks their champion to battle it out for the keys to the White House. These early contests are crucial, as they can make or break a campaign. Candidates must appeal to their party's base, often taking strong stances on key issues to stand out from the crowd. Then comes the general election, a whirlwind of debates, rallies, and enough attack ads to make your head explode. The candidates go head-to-head, presenting their visions for the future and trying to sway undecided voters. The media plays a huge role, with every word and gesture analyzed and debated. We've also got congressional elections, where we choose the lucky folks who get to represent us in the Senate and the House of Representatives. These elections are just as important, as they determine the balance of power in Congress and can shape the legislative agenda for years to come. And then there are state and local elections, where you can vote for everything from your governor to your school board members. These elections might not get as much attention, but they have a huge impact on our daily lives. Local officials make decisions on everything from education to public safety, so it's crucial to pay attention and make informed choices. It's enough to make your head spin, right? The sheer number of candidates and issues can be overwhelming, but it's also a testament to the vibrancy of our democracy. Every election is an opportunity to shape the future, to make our voices heard, and to hold our leaders accountable. But hey, that's democracy for you. It's messy, it's complicated, and it requires us to actually pay attention to what's going on. But it's also a beautiful thing, a system that allows for change and progress, driven by the will of the people. It's messy, it's complicated, and it requires us to actually pay attention to what's going on. We need to stay informed, engage in discussions, and understand the issues at stake. It's a responsibility that comes with the privilege of living in a democracy. So grab your voter registration card, do your research, and get ready to cast your ballot. Remember, every vote counts, and every election is a chance to make a difference. Whether it's a local school board race or the presidential election, your voice matters. So get out there and make it heard.